players, but we know practice does not always equal results. But now we're seeing those results.
No, you're absolutely right. And this G2 bad boy villain figure, the status they've put up. I mean, we needed a hero in EU. We needed a couple more names to throw into that mix. I think right now we're looking at probably one of the strongest candidates. If this goes the way I'm now expecting it to, Heretics haven't lost bind. Period. 100% win rate in their official games. Again, that is tracked, and they have a very, very good set of statistics behind that. So I am worried for G2, but I am so excited to see Heretics continue what they showed us on Ascent.
Okay, we're jumping into it now. Heretics will be on the attack, and on the defensive side will be G2. And some of these players, put a fire underneath them, and let's see if they can maybe step up a little here. G2 are not used to being in this scenario. And this, keep in mind, was Heretics' map choice. They feel comfortable here. Statistically, it's making exact sense. But let's see what they start with.
Okay, Heretics with a fairly standard default 2 members pushing up towards Hookah. There's actually 3 of G2 up there. Spy cam goes through. That's going to give some information over of the presence in Hookah. Pit and paTiTek still holding on to A there, but Spike's coming this direction, Lauren.
Okay, they still have to work with it. You can see Davidp getting a little curious here, trying to maintain that control with Mixwell. But loWel is considering that spike. It's at least going to make some noise. Try and get some attention, no response. G2 playing very patiently here, but it will be the play towards window. They have already caused those rotations to come in. Heretics working their way up now. Still 3 players from the defending side of G2, waiting patiently. Mixwell wants in, and he gets in. Takes down AvovA. ardiis there, but there are trades until ardiis just about goes down. It leaves it in the hands of like a pit. In the hands of paTiTek. And now pit's disconnected. paTiTek needs to live. You could see Heretics wanting that pick there. Isolate the player, but where's the spike? Just about recovered. Oh, the timing. pit just gets it right. Those sound cues giving away the game, and nieSoW now left in a dire scenario. 10 seconds, isolates 1, but 10 HP. He has to find the fight. And pit, he's waiting, but he might just have some trouble coming his way. pit's still alive, but for how long? He holds his nerve. The veteran from Counter-Strike, the man brought in to fix NIP after their terrible streak back in Counter-Strike. He knows what it's like to be under the gun. He knows what stress is like. And he at least gets G2 the first one.
Composure there, and again the reliance on the spy cam as well, just to feed that information over. I thought at the point the recon bolt comes back online for nieSoW, there's an opportunity if pit got himself stuck inside that spy cam that nieSoW was going to be able to get a cheeky little wall bang through, but I mean, it came down to one. It came down to a 1v1. There was a back and forth pistol round. What's important is how patient Davidp and Mixwell were in Hookah there. ardiis did rotate over to A, so we like that.
Okay, nothing too fancy about this from Heretics, looking to potentially get a plant. You can see the utility is down, is pretty manic, but no kills have been acquired just yet. pit's still present on the site. You're going to see the information flowing. ardiis, right place, right time, right sort of spray. Finds AvovA, and this is a good shutdown from G2. Staying calm in this sort of mayhem is going to at least get them the round here. Whether it be clean is down to loWel and how much damage he could do.
Well, that's an important point you make as well. We talk about not used to seeing G2, or G2 not used to being on the back foot or going 1-0 down in a best-of-3 series, and composure is definitely a factor here. Again, G2's win conditions, setting the pace early, setting the tone, finding these, you know, the free kills that they pick up time and time again with these defensive executes. Holding the line on a site, Heretics not able to get anything off of that one.
I'm still going to say, though, there is something to be said about getting a player mad, getting someone like Mixwell mad, getting someone like ardiis mad. Some will become quiet, some won't deliver, some step up and they do something beyond expectations. However, for now, Heretics do have the better buy. G2 going to try and buffer it out a little, keep those Spectres and all the goodies into play.
Heretics again, same 2 members, pAura and nukkye over towards window, and actually again the same stack, Davidp and Mixwell inside it. Davidp actually might send the fault line out. Don't think they're going to catch anybody. Again, spy cam goes up, gives the information over. But they're not going to look to get aggressive on this. The utility keeping him in there. pat's actually taking the TP over here to try and reinforce.
Wait, but keep in mind where the spike is right now. This could be a little scary. Yeah, this is an over rotation, I feel. And as soon as they scout this out, there's trouble afoot. Yeah, they can send the breach around, but by this point, there's a little bit of danger. Nice work from ardiis to at least alleviate some of the stress, and they can hopefully get around to the right place. But pyth has to play this perfectly. Already being spammed up, though. Position probably noted here. Nice intuition, good utility, keeps nieSoW safe for the plant.
Let's see, we've still got 3 members of G2 training through the defensive spawn, so Davidp and pyth got to be careful here not to give anything away too early. Wait for all the reinforcements to come through. Yeah, everybody's in position now. Yeah,
it's time to go now. Throw down that last bit of utility. Try and maybe tip the scales in your favor, because it's going to be all through lamps. Look at them, 3 players there. nukkye's already got 1. pyth's gone and fallen. Uh-oh, this is going terribly wrong. And now they have to keep pushing. They have to force forward. ardiis and paTiTek in combination. ardiis just trying to spray him wildly, pre-firing everything. But it's loWel left alive. 1 on the defuse, and it's going to be ardiis with 3. Beautiful retake from G2.
And actually, you know, AvovA utilizing the Molotov perfectly there to cut off that entrance to lamps. As soon as the fault line comes through, the owl drone and the recon bolt from ardiis, all that utility invested to clear out lamps, and it's effectively negated by AvovA's Molotov. I mean, initially I thought nukkye was going to hold on to that side of the site, but G2 again just resetting, moving as a pack, and they clear through.
Now G2's money should get into a better spot here. We can see them getting those rifles up. Not sure how many they're able to take away and keep over. But regardless, they should be in a better spot, of course, than Heretics. And we'll see what they do with maybe this sort of like hero rifle I see with a couple of sheriffs. Bit in pieces here. Davidp feeling confident enough to get the ultimate orb into the pocket. pyth was in support. And I want to see if there's any sort of quirkier plays coming out from Heretics to see if they can define a way to get nukkye into a good position. He's the player I want to keep my eyes on here because he will pack the punch in comparison to the rest.
There's a deep spy cam from pyth, so if he hops in there, which he does, he's going to find all of this information there. They do pop it. No rotation initially. Actually, paT going to fake the teleport there. And ardiis rotating through the defensive spawn. Heretics hesitating for a moment. Maybe just waiting for G2 to give something away. Look like we have a lineup there with a shock dart and the paint shells to clear out elbow. See if they can get into sight.
They're being held back by utility for now. Ultimate being popped, trying to utilize utility to maybe make up for the lack of weaponry, but for now, pyth's still going to keep them at arm's length. 1 HP, barely alive. Davidp called in to help out. They are being mowed down, though. ardiis, he's not messing around anymore. This man is angry. And pAura, your last one alive. Incredible performance on map 1, but here with just the ghost. Unable to do too much, but pyth was 1 HP, and there's a rifle now recovered. Half. A shield to play with. Okay, pAura, show me what you're made of. Spike is loose, and ardiis has the angle. ardiis is turning up here, ladies and gents. That gets a bit worrying, but still, that was a very light buy from Heretics.
Light buy, but what's important there is pyth peeling back all the way onto site. And again, the response with the Hunter's Fury from ardiis waits for them to come into that choke point. The bottleneck towards B side, the top of long. Really, really good response from G2 initially.
Without ardiis popping 2 of them with that, it could have been a bit more dangerous, I do feel.
Well, again, peeling back there to elbow and back sight, it means they don't get overwhelmed. They can rely on ardiis if he gets a tag or the kill. I mean, even the tag is worthwhile. And obviously, it reveals their location. He can relay that information.
Okay, we see a good purchase for both sides now. The economy in a healthy state, at least for this round. And again, the constant back and forth of that shower controller is such a pivotal place on this map, but Mixwell taking matters into his own hands. Aggression through a short while double stacking towards shower here. paTiTek will get the attention, but there is another player present.
Lots of utility being traded back and forth there over showers. The Aldo comes through now. paT actually still close. nieSoW does trade out, but ardiis re-swings on that.
Wait, pAura's just threaded the needle. pAura got around while Mixwell was backing towards lamps. Nice play from Mixwell to keep control. That could have gone a little bit more dicey, but it opens up a chance for loWel to maybe get a plant from this. See if he gets it down in time. It does look like it was denied. Nice work with utility coming out from G2 to try and buy time. There was a moment, a lapse of judgment for a second that opened up that opportunity. And now the second bite at the cherry. loWel this time drawing out more utility. Still 40 seconds on the board. And no one making the push just yet. loWel is joined by AvovA, so they do have at least that cross covered. And AvovA's going to start leering out. He's going to have a little bit of a walk here.
30
and
seconds
if they can isolate
left.
that player on the side, if they can kill Davidp, it could be game on. And it is going to be the swing, and it's a clean kill. Uh-oh, sometimes this can get a little sketchy. Spike now safely to be planted. The flank is coming in, but it's both angles. Similar positioning now on the retake for pyth and Mixwell. And there's pyth to find 1, but AvovA.
Ultimate online.
Ultimate is available. No subtlety needs to be had here. but bides the time. A 1v2.
I know exactly.
Now they 100% know where he is. But how does he play this out right? The time is still ticking. You can hear the ultimate coming in. He's on the spike. Mixwell's going to try and take the fight. AvovA needs to play this right. And he might have just made enough of a mistake, but the time is going to be everything. They should have enough to get the defuse.
Yeah, I'm not sure about swinging straight out there again. Just the timing wasn't perfect on the ultimate, and then kind of left himself a little bit exposed. Stimpack went down, so I guess he was planning on swinging all the way out onto triple, but I mean, good recovery initially from Heretics to get the spike down. Again, loWel investing the revive, and as soon as that comes through, pAura maybe a little overzealous there, but what's good here is AvovA able to isolate that kill. Mixwell still obviously trying to hold on to Lamp, so good response from Heretics initially from that early aggression coming out of G2.
5-0 now, but we've seen this in the past. All right, we've seen those 9-3 halves. Bide our time on it. Ultimate popped. Nice early damage. Mixwell probably smiling about that one.
Damage.
Yeah, it's done a whole lot. The splash damage from that, leaving them worse from where. And Mixwell hasn't even had to see the opponents to get 2 of them right now.
Opening up very, very well. nukkye actually going to pop his showstopper in response and try and walk it through. Davidp finds pAura on long, so just 2 up here for Heretics. Mixwell tucks himself into glass. So no damage done there. And here you go, Davidp. The trademark B-long push from him. Again, he's just peeling away now. Just trying to keep him pinched, waiting for his teammates to come in and clean this up.
Yeah, and the matter of keeping this clean again for the economy, we saw what happens when the economy gets broken and you're constantly in those shaky buys. Crossfire's in place for G2, and it's clean. Mixwell there, MVP in that round at the very least.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's vanilla as you like. Pop out with the showstopper.
Nothing vanilla about a Prime Gaming flawless round.
Fair. Touche. Touche.
But yeah, 6-0, this is definitely a response. I want to say this is a statement response from G2. As said, there's 2 ways big teams respond to getting backhanded. You either get a little quiet, we start seeing the cracks appear, we start telling you how this can happen, and big players go, you know, a little tilty, and they get a little frustrated, and egos get bruised, or they come out swinging. Right now, they are coming out swinging, but we have seen this been turned around before, exactly by Heretics.
Well, I mean, I actually agree with what Lothar said on the desk about Heretics not being too flexible in terms of responding to what G2 were giving them. But right now, I mean, we know what the win conditions are for G2, and they're absolutely showing that.
Okay, paTiTek, the first bit of contact to be made. No player spotted until now. Bit of a tag on the cross, but ardiis just blocks him from the air. nukkye, say goodnight. That was a little rough around the edges, and Mixwell's styling on him now. That's just unfair behavior. AvovA and nieSoW, the last 2 alive. Awkward timing, and Mixwell is making statements here. 3 kills again. This guy's on a mission. He will drag his team across the finish line if he has to, but nieSoW now left in the 1v3. Spike completely contained by the opposing side. Willing to take the reveal at this point, as you can see. Pit is closing in little by little. A little bit of a tag done, ensuring position is still there. And that spike, again, is going to be in the worst position possible. 3, 2, 1. Pit, where you at? There he is.
Yeah, and this is, to be honest, this is
The spike is here.
this aggression is not what we saw from G2 first time around. Again, on the defensive half, they were trying to tuck people into spots. We obviously saw Davidp and ardiis in the previous map, but right now they're just converting time and time again. As soon as this contact comes through, I mean, Mixwell's played top truck now a number of times, and I mean, it's so much cleaner in map 2 here from G2. And I'm wondering really if Heretics are going to have a response to this, because, you know, they were able to take the previous map on their terms, slow the game down, which was, you know, G2's kind of, I don't want to say weakness, but it's the polar opposite to their strength.
Yeah, it's definitely the way to counter them for sure. We do see an all-in long piece coming out, the traditional shower control trying to be played with for G2, but Heretics responding in kind by taking B long control, so going to be placing themselves up at the top there. But looking at the buy here, it's nieSoW who can make the difference. Ultimate is online, so maybe you could do something with it. Mixwell again. This guy is doing so much work for G2. Welcome to the Mixwell show, and he wants more. He's going on this one. This is to prove a point. This is just filthy work from the man. Spike's now theirs. That is his to hold on to.
Yeah, and I mean, they can hold on to this right now. Boombot comes through. Fault line sent out by Davidp as well. Mixwell just going to send some bullets through. Actually, he may be getting caught off guard with the oh my word. pAura tried to follow him through the TP, but they didn't get the spike.
How many? How many people? Don't feed Mixwell. Do not make him come online. All right, thank you. Thank you, Pit. Get the last one.
He's basically...
Here.
Is he going to have his ult again off that? No, I think he maybe got maybe three orbs off of that, but just another really, really good... do you know what's fantastic? I said before this, you know, way back in EU, we talked about, and I mean in NA as well, obviously the reliance on Jet and that operator role. Mixwell now showing just how to play Raze, especially on Bind. It's a playground, just absolutely fantastic so far.
8-0. We do need a response from Heretics. As much as I want to believe in this you know, slightly newer team to at least my eyes, when it comes to, you know, the high end of EU Valorant, they need to show up here and get a couple of rounds on the board. This would instantly maintain that mentality. There's going to be a nice little pick to start off with. That's the first freebie they've really had. I don't think they've had a clean entry at any point here.
No. It's off the back of the ultimate usage over there. Mixwell actually pushing all the way through. nieSoW ready for it. And again, he was the player for Heretics. pAura on the other side of the map as well. Neural Theft gets popped. Going to give the information all the way over to Heretics.
And how often do we see Davidp doing that push? It is very characterized. They know this, but Pit's on the site. He needs to maintain position. If he can play this right, maybe catch one off guard. Gives away the position now. Truly noted, he is alone. ardiis is still pretty far away. And he's going to have 3 players on the site at the very least. Overwhelmed. Heretics might be finding their first here. 5 standing and barely any damage back to them. ardiis is pretty good, but this might be a little bit beyond his reach here.
Yeah. Skysmoke comes through again. pAura swings on it. Another Prime Gaming flawless. Again, that's the kind of response, and that was what they were able to do on Ascent. They were able to just wait on these pushes from G2 and punish them. Again, started off with that freebie. The first blood did go over as a result of the use of Hunter's Fury. But again, it was a fantastic opening. And the thing was, they got that over on A. nieSoW still holding on to A short. Mixwell isn't able to push through and find that value that G2 so often do.
Coming back in for G2, this is probably to steal the nerves, I'd say. You come into this as favourites towards a tournament to at least get to the finals. You expect excellence from them, and we normally get it. However, information going to be found quite early here. They can post up 3 players down long. This is a direct response after that nice little pick that came in on Davidp. So they've already garnered the information that, all right, no one is initially towards B. So they can now cheat over an additional player. You can put your Raze in a better position towards A. So now they can support in the perfect place. This is why defensive-sided aggression is critical.
Yeah, I mean, for G2, it more often than not works out as kills, but just this information alone, you're absolutely right, Lauren. ardiis now going to just confirm that information. The Aldron goes through. AvovA set up. He does have his orbital strike as well, so expect him to play a strong post-plant position if Heretics get the spike down. Davidp now drifting back over. He's actually going to use it to clear out lamps. Mixwell going to take a lot of damage down to 30 HP.
That's a pretty good start here. It does give them the ground to now take. You can see them flooding in towards lamps. Gonna get up close, gonna get personal. loWel needs to get that plant and get it clean. It does seem as though that is the case. We're in a 5v5 close plant until then. The wall goes down and so does G2, leaving just pit alive. And suddenly Heretics are online. They need a buffer. 2 rounds, I still don't think it's enough, but maybe just a little bit more, just one more to give you that weather into that second half.
Maybe not enough, but 9-3.
We've seen it.
We have seen it. Yeah, recently.
I mean, okay, let's take this into bigger picture then. Attack, defense sided on this map. Where do you land on this? I would say that it's hard to say that when we talk about 2 teams who've come in from very different standpoints and applying that wider picture, but still, where would you say this should land?
I mean, interestingly enough, for Heretics in particular, this leans more towards an attacking sided map. So what I'm seeing so far is kind of worrying with this scoreline, if we're to just go off the numbers itself. But Heretics, I feel as if structure-wise, they are stronger on defense across all maps. And again, that is reflected in most of the stats. Hold that thought.
Yeah, we do have a little early action here. Mixwell feeling the pressure up long as well. That opening pick did cost Davidp his life, and he has been struggling to find some comfort here, it does feel. Mixwell, no subtlety to his presence now. That op is duly noted. And look at these rotations. Hold on, they've put all their players towards B right now. Now, luckily for them, they're in the right place, but you could see the call. Guys, no one's at A. Get at least 1 player back there right now. We don't need to stack this out just yet. And now they've over-rotated again. They've posted up Pit. These rotations are just
Pit's
madness.
going as well.
What is going on here for G2? A a horrific misread is what's just happened. Heretics get to walk the site for free. There better be a plan for this retake that is going to be incredible. You could see the intention at least coming through with the Hunter's Fury from ardiis, but it's pAura to find too. Already disaster strikes as pAura's in the spawn. He knows where they are now. This retake has got no legs to it.
No, and look how deep Heretics are able to move with all of that time and space that pAura's gained by pushing through to the defensive spawn and finding those kills. loWel can post up in elbow. Everybody else playing so deep away from the spike here.
Yeah, they're
Look at the utility lineups.
They are ready to go. nukkye's just got gun out playing at least a little bit of contact, but it's going to be paTiTek. You got to go for it. No reason not to at this point. No one's offering you anything up. And, well, it looks like he's decided to try and cut his losses, but it is going to be a very similar scenario to what we just saw.
Yeah, really, really clean once again. G2 not really sure what information had caused that rotation, but again, initially it was a very, very heavy lean towards A. And then as soon as pyth comes out, the timing is awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful the moment he steps into the spawn.
Okay, excuse me. There was the opt-down, so it does make sense that he at least tried to keep that in play. Yeah. That's fair enough. I kind of maybe missed that because I thought maybe Mixwell would have stayed on the site, but no. Those rotations, though, it feels like overcalling or missed calling coming out from G2.
Maybe that is that, again, the confidence factor of G2, and it's like, right, cool, yep, swing back, and it's an impulsive call. The information is relayed, and they react so quickly to it.
That's absolutely fair. Heretics, though, if they can do one more 4 rounds, I'll take that. I'll take that as a workable half. If it does stay 9-3, yes, we've seen it before, but I don't know if it's repeatable, but in we go, and say goodbye to 2. It's so explosive from Heretics. When they hit hard. Showers is theirs, the site's theirs, it's all theirs.
And again, I mean, all this utility now, the smoke's over, the slow orb's down, the wall goes up over heaven. And again, all of this time and space just allows them to set up exactly how they want to for the post plant. A huge order for Davidp and pyth.
Okay. Let's see what you got. Otherwise, this half looks a little bit scarier than it could have. pyth's been in these retake scenarios so often, and it's so quick. A flawless closeout. That was prime. I've got to say, Heretics, late in the half, turning up now. We have a game on our hands. This could be 2-0.
A similar story to the first map. Heretics took them a while to kind of come up with some kind of response, and when it does, this round is a perfect example of what we saw on the first map as well, Lauren. Just systematically breaking down that setup from G2, not allowing the early aggression, early positioning to be converted whatsoever.
Can you imagine the mental state of G2 right now? After that first map, they come back in super strong. Okay, sick. We've got this great build-up. We can kind of get those negative emotions away. We're in the right place. But then there's that little build back, and it's explosive from Heretics. But it's still G2 with the lead. But on the side swap here, we will see Heretics have to show what they've got on this defensive side. And G2 they're still G2. I will never underestimate these boys. They are something else when they come to it. But they still have to prove what they're made of here.
Again, the early TP play. pyth actually finding nukkye straight away. nieSoW now. Hold the fort. AvovA dropping out a window with pAura. pAura did take the TP, and actually, G2 in response going to send 4 all the way through to showers.
Yeah, there's one Sage here for now, and that's about it. Now, loWel's going to be at least smoked out for now. A bit of safety for him to operate under, even without the vision. It is going to be onto the flank coming in now. Let's see how that breach plays out. It will be probably a kill, I imagine. No, patience being shown. Look at the flank. Get to short. I have to see this flank coming in from Davidp. It's going to find pAura. That opens up a huge potential now. Problems for Heretics. So many angles to deal with, and they have no safety to play from anymore. loWel and nieSoW backs in. They are not going to get a step through here. pyth does die, but look at the time. It is ticking.
A couple of members of G2, very, very low HP. Pat down to about 90, so definitely doable here, but they need to find a kill or 2 in the next 5 seconds to make this realistic.
No single peeks coming. Oh, wait, they lined up. nieSoW now in the 1v2, but he has to find 2 individual players. They can just hide away as ardiis fades away, and G2 get the pistol round in their favor. It did get dicey. When that double kill came in, I got a little nervous then.
Yeah, I mean, the back and forth with the TP there. pAura doing the same thing we saw on Bind the other day on the defensive pistol around that cam setup into window. And obviously utilizing the TP very, very early round. Oh, Davidp nearly actually messed that one up. That would have been tragic for G2. Luckily closes it out, but yeah, just really, really nice response there from G2. And again, the reacting to the information they're given.
Honestly, I'm going to put it this way. I'm no diehard G2 fan, but if it does mean we get a third map, I actually am happy enough to see them grind it out. Anyway, that aside, Frenzies, not too much to write home about for the Heretics. This should be a clean one for G2, and that should be on the docket in their minds. You can see a very conservative purchase if it is correct that Davidp and ardiis opting to wait it until the bigger rounds to invest into the heavier weaponry.
Okay, actually, again, Heretics leaning this direction. It's going to be an absolute bloodbath here on B site already. Flank coming through. G2 again opting to come through. Spike's gone through the teleporter again. Rotation goes through defensive spawn for Heretics, but I think they're going to be able to get straight onto site here.
Yes and no, there are
pAura.
players present. Yeah, and pAura's in a decent enough spot that could have done some work there, but as said, they are on. The spike is down. They are at least going to get a post-plant with 5 alive here. G2, a little bit of trouble from the utility there. You could see ardiis finding AvovA. And again, keep in mind that yes, you are seeing pistols in the kill feed, but it is ardiis just trying to save and build up that bank, showing that prowess. Is nieSoW the last one alive? Trying to get another. Hold on. There we go. ardiis keeping things safe, under control, double digits now achieved.
And a big round. Very, very big round here for Heretics. 10-4 the scoreline. And again, this is when, you know, a map can just slip through your fingers in terms of the economy. When you have such a strong first half, again, this is the one that can be the, I mean, it's either the turn of the tides or it seals the deal.
Okay. Big round coming in. And again, if you are, you know, a fan of, let's say, Counter-Strike, you know that the gun rounds do look very different. Sometimes teams are exceptionally good at pistols, some aren't. And now we're going to have to see if maybe G2 do get pressured a little more. I want to see what Heretics' plan may be. AvovA going to be at least swatted away for now from getting a bit of a freebie to start with. nieSoW could be in trouble as well. Look at this contact play coming up. Mixwell straight on it, does the dance, and, well, he's just going to find death at the end of it. G2 with a absolutely belting start.
I mean, the risk of going further forward just to get an extra couple of yards out of the owl drone. The reason nieSoW's caught off guard there. Now, Heretics, pAura, big swing and a miss from him. Pat will find him, so 3v5 now. AvovA. Pat's just sneaking through the smoke.
I mean, he's a bit of a smoke criminal, but he does get caught eventually. And now we do see the nade coming through. That should land, do potentially some damage. No, it actually doesn't, excuse me. That just went a little short on it. nukkye and loWel, though, trying to do something on the way back, but this post-plant looks pretty good. I like the fact that Mixwell is postured up aggressively. Oh my, that was so awkward, but Mixwell does find it. And loWel's a million miles away, chilling out by the spawn, just having a look around. Just, oh, this is gorgeous. Look at this.
Yeah. This was a big round, and it now relies on Heretics basically come back in either on a scrappy buy or a complete save.
Yep.
And with the way G2 are kind of setting the tone, setting the pace for these rounds, again, just thinking back to that early pickoff with nieSoW, he's looking for that early information, and G2 is spread effectively enough where Mixwell can just walk. I mean, he's the only one there. He's the only one walking up B short, and he finds that kill. So Heretics in trouble, I'll say that.
Yeah, they are for now, and keep in mind there would be a map 3 if you're just tuning in. Map 1 did go to Heretics, and in some fashion, the gorgeous kind of run back after being down at such a deficit on the half, but you can see that G2 look fired up now. The individuals are definitely online. This looks like a different beast altogether, but I also say that Heretics haven't looked as comfortable in certain areas. I think we saw a very polarizing half from them on the first map, and the second half was excellent, of course, but here we haven't quite seen that diligence slit into place just yet. But there's a couple more rounds to play with for now. It looks like G2 are back on course. They've righted the ship here, and you can see the economy's taken a beating for Heretics.
It has indeed a wide default from G2. AvovA's actually got himself tucked into the TP, finds the first, but pit and ardiis respond. nieSoW and AvovA fall. pAura now in a position he's got to hold down B side, but nobody coming in just yet other than the owl drone. loWel might catch pit, and he does indeed. This is all information in favor of G2, though. Again, they know exactly where Who the remaining members are at least, but
Okay.
loWel will find Davidp on A site. This is interesting now. This spy cam is huge from pAura.
This is incredible. He was going to be fed alive, but pAura finds paTiTek and back away slightly. 30 HP, just sees ardiis on the way out. The man's got moves. He will not be pinned down. And again, the information free-flowing here as ardiis wants to do this all on his own, but the HP is so low. And the other team now closing in Heretics. The net just getting closer and closer. Caught eventually. Heretics do get one on the board.
And it's important. Like I said, scrappy buy. But coming back into that, pAura anchoring B site with that spy cam again, playing his life long enough, draws out the rotation. Oh, sorry, waits out the rotation of his teammates, and yeah, really good hold there. The fact that pAura is able to escape all the way back through elbow as well, and ardiis can't trade that again, it just creates another threat for the retake.
Yeah, Mixwell played in off the back of hearing that TP go down, but effective trades as ever. That looks so cool when it goes through the TP. But still, nice work from nukkye in the end to find ardiis. No threats to be allowed. But G2 still will have the upper hand here, getting very close towards map point. Obviously not match point, as it was Heretics to pick up map 1. But coming back through, what's the money looking like for G2 here? They should be able to get a decent purchase, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah. They've still got 11,000 across the team in the bank, so they've got another couple of rounds in their favor, so to say. I say that, obviously, if Heretics do respond with a couple more.
But got to say, the man on the screen right there, Mixwell, has become a bit of a monster, if I'm honest. And pAura, careful now. You walk into the den, there could be some trouble on the other side. You have nukkye there with you as well. So an early exchange towards that control. Garnered now back towards showers. ardiis going to pop a preemptive. Hunter's Fury, nothing to come from it this time. Normally it feels like he always gets one.
Again, it's unfortunate when you tag the Raze again. She's got that
push,
mobility.
I was wondering if he was going to get so bold. Would you dare? It's got to be tempting at this point to try and retake so much map territory.
Or even just push forward and again, get somebody pushed up far enough, even if it's a one-and-done spot. You get the information early enough and you can call out that rotation if it's necessary. But pAura going to hold tight in the showers for the time being. A heavy lean from G2 now onto B long.
But look how deep Heretics are holding. No one is actually on site. They're towards the defensive kind of entrance. We've got one towards elbow. They're happy to give up the site, at least for the plant, and play for the retake because of this. Hunter's Fury is going to be a nuisance. It will deny the plant at least for a second or two. paTiTek did find one of the rotators, so this becomes a bit more of an issue now. Heretics better be ready for what's coming their way. Now the defensive wall gets put up by G2, defending this spike plant, and you can see there's no freebies being given here.
Again, got to back up because of the showstopper. Actually, a lot of utility invested over towards elbow. AvovA and loWel looking to take control here. Davidp got to hold the line. pAura finds one. pyth and Davidp, though, respond with two of their own. ardiis with a third. A fantastic hold from G2. Everyone chiming in, shutting that down, putting them on 12 rounds.
Okay, with their G2 have bounded back. Heretics have yet to find that momentum, and it might be a little too late in the day now. If it was a couple more rounds, you know, if it wasn't MR12, I'd give it a little bit more time. But G2 have looked ferocious. They look angry. And you know what? This looks like a team ready to win this game now.
Well, there's one thing to note. Again, we saw a couple of times on Ascent them trying those early pushes, getting ground, but it was like a 90%. In terms of what we're used to seeing from G2, it's 90%. The extra 10% is them swinging eye angles, clearing things actively, using utility the way that they have here. And straight away again, Mixwell opens this one up.
Yeah, they want to make this hurt. They want to try and do this right here, right now. nieSoW is still trying to fight the good fight for Heretics. Dips back in, does do some damage, but look at what's left. paTiTek has so much room. He's basically holding two of their players back, and they can't do much about it. It's a bold peek out, and loWel's going to die for it. pAura and nukkye has just had to watch as these guys have shown unbreakable will coming back in. They got absolutely trounced in map 1 on that comeback, and it's got to have stung. Their egos were surely bruised, but Heretics now have just been pressured down. Unless pAura and nukkye can do something, this one is done, and we're going to go to a map 3, but pAura now, it's all on you. A 1v3 to play with. Time not on your side, and neither of those bullets, but he does find one. The cross is treacherous. The time ticks. 27 HP, 5 bullets. It's Mixwell to close. I cannot imagine a better player to do it. And that is just a steely gaze of focus. This man is just playing for business now. There is no more smiling. There is no more frustration. This is revenge for map 1.
I mean, that was absolute anger demonstrated there. And I don't want to say tilt, but they've come back just absolutely livid, and they've taken control of Bayern. One thing you said earlier, Lauren, that I found very interesting about this theory that we've never seen.